Hello everybody, namaskaram to all the beautiful people out there. Hope you guys are doing amazingly well. Welcome back to another editorial analysis. And guys, today I'm back with another interesting editorial from the Hindu newspaper, and we are going to do a detailed analysis of this editorial. So the lesson is going to be amazing. It's going to be super informative. Make sure you watch it until the end. And for you who haven't watched any of our editorial analysis video, let me tell you what's going to happen in this video, what you can expect from this video, right? So we have an interesting piece. We'll understand it. We'll understand the editorial. We'll look at each sentence, break it down, understand the meaning of the sentence, understand which type of a sentence it is, right? Understand different parts of a sentence, the subject, the verb, the object, modifiers, everything in there. We'll find out different types of phrases and clauses used in there, right? So we'll basically try to understand the nuances of the language, right? How this piece has come together. So this is what's going to happen, right? So let me show you the editorial first of all. This is the editorial. This is the page number 1, page number 2, and this is page number 3. Okay, and these are the vocabularies used in this piece, right? Vocabularies that we might not be knowing, and we should probably look at and understand. Okay, so let's start with the vocabularies that are used in this piece. Okay, number 1, truce. It's a noun. It means an agreement that is signed between two countries to maintain peace, right? To not fight. Okay, this is what truce means. The next is salvo. All right, it means a range of attacks. A range of attacks. A lot of attacks coming from a particular weapon, right? And at a fast pace. Okay, this is what salvo means, and it's a noun. Okay, a salvo of attacks. The third is huddle. It can be used as a noun, it can be used as a verb, right? It can be used as both, as a noun, as a verb, right? As a noun, it means a group of people. As a verb means to come together and discuss something. Like generally in cricket matches, teams huddle, right? They come together and they cheer themselves up and they talk about the plan or whatever, right? Okay. The next is feat. Feat can be used either as a verb or as a noun, right? It means to, as a verb, it means to celebrate or honor someone or someone's success, right? As a noun means an event where you have a lot of people celebrating something, right? A lot of shops and people having fun. This is what it means, right? It's not a very common word, but again, you should know it. The next is dawn. It's a noun that means the period of time where the sunlight begins to appear, as you can see in the images, right? So the sun just starts to appear. Okay, it means sunrise. In other words, it means sunrise. Dawn, sunrise, dusk, sunset. Next is delegation. It's a noun that means a group of delegates, a group of people that have gone to a place to represent their country, right? Represent their nation. This is what it means, delegation. The next is warring parties. It's a noun which means parties involved in a war or in a conflict or a fight, right? Warring parties. Parties involved in a war, in a fight, in a conflict. Okay. Next is retaliate. Retaliate is a verb that means to attack somebody who had already attacked you earlier, right? So you're basically defending yourself. When you're retaliating, you're answering somebody who had already attacked you, who had attacked you earlier. All right. Next is cast. Cast as a word can be used in multiple ways, right? As a verb, it means to show some light, right? To cast some light, to show some light, or provide explanation for a situation or a problem, right? As a noun, it means people that are working in a film, in a show, in a series, right? The cast of the movie is amazing. Okay, it's a collection noun in that way. The next is foe. Foe is a noun that means an enemy or an opponent, right? It's a very common word that means an enemy or an opponent. He's my foe. Okay. Now let's come back to the editorial and understand it. Let's understand the nuances of the language, right? This is going to be fun, all right? So the heading is Israel-Hamas reached truce after 11 days of fighting. Israel-Hamas, right? We've used a dash to bring these two words together. Israel-Hamas reached truce, right? They formed truce after 11 days of fighting. So this is about these two countries, right? These two states and how they come to a truce after 11 days of fighting. Okay, okay, let's start this. This includes 66 children. This includes 66 children. This is a very vague sentence. We don't have any context about it. What includes 66 children? We don't know, right? So let's keep reading. Comma, with more than 1900 wounded and critical infrastructure damaged, as well as thousands of homes. Okay, now we know what this is about. Okay, with more than 1900 wounded, more than 1900 people wounded, and this includes 66 children. So the writer is starting with this clause, as this is a painful piece of information, right? When children get hurt, when they die or they get wounded, you know, it's painful, right? That is why the writer is starting with this sentence with this particular clause, saying this includes 66 children. Now, what includes 66 children? More than 1900 people got wounded, and in this number, 66 are children, right? So this includes 66 children with more than 1900 wounded and critical infrastructure damaged. More than 1900 people got wounded, right? They got hurt, and critical infrastructure damaged. Critical infrastructure that is important, that is critical to a society, to a nation, like hospitals, schools, churches, temples, right? As well as thousands of homes. So this is what happened. We have no idea where it happened, right? We just basically know more than 1900 people got wounded, which includes 66 children, and critical infrastructure got damaged, as well as thousands of homes, right? So this is the main clause. This includes 66 children. Now, this entire piece gives information about it, basically puts light on the entire situation. With more than 1900 wounded and critical infrastructure damaged, as well as thousands of homes. Okay. So what happened? More than 1900 people got wounded, and critical infrastructure got damaged, as well as this also happened, right? And this number includes 66 children. Okay, so this is a simple sentence which has a phrase, right? This is the main clause, and this is a prepositional phrase starting with the preposition with, right? You have to understand this. This is basically a phrase starting with the preposition with, and this is the main clause. This includes 66 children. This is a weird sentence in a way, right? This is a very weird sentence. This is the subject, includes is the main verb, 66 children is the object, okay? And this entire thing is a prepositional phrase, which is basically putting lights, shedding lights on the entire context, okay? We don't know where it happened, where this happened. We have no idea, right? We don't have any context about this piece of information. Okay, let's keep reading. In Israel, the military said a soldier had been killed, as well as 12 civilians. So in Israel, this is a prepositional phrase, right? The military said where in Israel. So it's a prepositional phrase working as a modifier. In Israel, the military is the subject. Okay, the military said what? A soldier had been killed. A soldier had been killed, as well as 12 civilians. Okay, so this is the subject. This is the verb. Military said what? A soldier had been killed, as well as 12 civilians. I would have written it as a soldier as well as 12 civilians had been killed, but everybody is a different person. Everybody writes in a different way, so it's fine. The sentence is perfectly fine. All right. In Israel, the military said where it happened. It happened in Israel, right? The military said what? That. So this entire thing is a noun clause. We are just basically omitting the relative pronoun that. Okay, we're not using the relative pronoun that. So basically it's a noun clause, right? This is the subject, military. The military is the main noun. The is determiner, right? Definite article. The military said what? A soldier had been killed, as well as 12 civilians, right? So a soldier is the subject of this clause. Okay, this is the main sentence. All right, you have to understand this. This is the main sentence. The military said a soldier had been killed, as well as 12 civilians, right? So this entire thing is the object, and this is a noun clause. This object is a noun clause, and in this noun clause, a soldier is the subject. Had been killed is the verb phrase. Had been killed. Had been helping verb. Killed main verb, and this is in the passive voice because we're not talking about who killed the soldier as well as 12 civilians. All right. A soldier had been killed as well as 12 civilians. Okay, this is extra information. As well as 12 civilians. Okay, a modifying phrase. Now, after this, we see a semicolon. That means this part is going to be related to this part. Okay. In Israel, the military said a soldier had been killed as well as 12 civilians. Where it happened? In Israel. So this is a simple sentence. Okay. Hundreds have been treated for injuries. Now we know this all happened in Israel. We have the context in Israel. Okay. In Israel, the military said a soldier had been killed as well as 12 civilians. The writer is basically focusing on the death of the soldier. And this is also important, but not as important as this piece of information is. Okay. A soldier had been killed as well as 12 civilians. Now, the other clause. Hundreds have been treated for injuries in rocket salvos that caused panic and sent people rushing into shelters as far away as Tel Aviv. Okay. So see, here we have a combination of two sentences joined with this or separated with this semicolon. As these two clauses, these two sentences are related to each other, that's why we've used a semicolon. That's how we use a semicolon. Okay, when two sentences are closely connected, we use a semicolon and join them. Okay. So in the first clause, we simply know what's going on. The military said a soldier had been killed as well as other 12 civilians also got killed. Okay. Hundreds of people have been treated. So this is the subject, hundreds. Hundreds of what? Hundreds of people have been treated. This is the verb phrase. Okay. So we have the subject here, hundreds have been treated. Verb phrase have been is the helping verb, treat is the main verb. Again, this is in the passive voice. This clause also is in the passive voice, and this is also in the passive voice because we are not talking about who's doing the action. We didn't talk about who had killed the soldier as well as 12 civilians, right? We don't know that. The writer is not talking about it. Maybe the writer doesn't know that. Okay, here as well in this clause, the writer is not talking about who has been treating these people who got injured, right? We're basically focusing on the receiver of the action. Hundreds have been treated for injuries. Okay, so for injuries in rocket salvos. Hundreds have been treated for injuries. For what? For injuries in rocket salvos. Okay, injuries in rocket salvos. So this is a prepositional phrase that's modifying the noun salvos. Okay. Yeah. So subject, a verb phrase, again a prepositional phrase. This is also a prepositional phrase that's modifying the noun injuries. For injuries in rocket salvos that happened by rocket salvos, right? An array of attacks, right? In rocket salvos that caused, what caused? Salvos, right? An array of attacks at a fast pace, salvos that caused panic and sent people rushing into shelters as far away as Tel Aviv. Okay, now understand this. This is a sentence, it's clear, right? This is the subject, this is the verb phrase, this entire thing is a modifier. All right, we have a couple of modifiers in here. Okay, so this is a prepositional phrase, this is again a prepositional phrase which is modifying the object of this prepositional phrase, right? Injuries in rocket salvos. Now this entire thing that caused panic and sent people rushing into shelters as far away as Tel Aviv. Okay. This entire thing is modifying the noun salvos. You getting this? Injuries in rocket salvos that caused panic. What caused panic? Salvos, right? This attack caused panic and sent people rushing into shelters as far away as Tel Aviv. Okay, now let's understand this entire sentence. Okay, in Israel, this all happened in Israel. The military said a soldier had been killed as well as 12 civilians. Okay, this happened, a soldier as well as 12 civilians had been killed. Hundreds of people have been treated for injuries. For what? For injuries in rocket salvos that happened in rocket salvos that caused panic. that caused panic and sent people, right? So this is the subject. This is basically an adjective clause. That is the subject, right? That is the subject of this adjective clause. Caused is the verb. That caused panic, right? That caused panic. So we have okay, we have a compound predicate that's caused panic and sent people. Okay, the very first thing it did is it caused panic. It made people panicked, right? And sent people rushing into shelters, right? They were rushing into shelters as far away. They were going away as far as Tel Aviv, which is a place. Okay, so they were running as far as Tel Aviv, right? They were running to the border of Israel. Okay, this is what it means. So it all happened in Israel. More than 1900 people got wounded, critical infrastructure got damaged, as well as thousands of homes also got damaged, right? A soldier got killed, as well as 12 civilians also got killed, right? Hundreds of people have been treated for injuries caused by rocket salvos, and because of which people got panicked, and they rushed into shelters, and they went as far as Tel Aviv, right? It all happened in Israel. Okay, understand the type of sentence that this is. Okay, this is basically a simple sentence. Now you'll ask me, so how is it a simple sentence? It has a lot of information in it. That's true, but do we have more than one type of clause here? No, we don't. This is one clause, and this is a phrase. So we just have one clause plus a phrase. That's a simple sentence. Okay, so till here we just talked about what happened in Israel. Here we're talking about what's happening in Palestine, right? The people of Palestine, they came together. They came on the streets, and they celebrated. Okay, let's move ahead and move to the next page. All right. Mosque loudspeakers feated. Feated means they announced in a positive way. They're trying to celebrate something. Okay, the mosque loudspeakers. This is the subject, right? This is the subject. Mosque loudspeakers feated, right? This is the verb in the past form, feated. Okay, simple past tense. Feated what? The victory of the resistance achieved over the occupation. Okay, which is Israel. They're referring to Israel as occupation. Okay, so they're announcing their victory. They're saying the victory of the resistance. They're saying we have been resistant, right? And this is our victory. The victory of the resistance achieved over the occupation, which is termed as Israel. So I'm defining what occupation is using the round bracket parenthesis. Okay, now this is the subject, loudspeakers. This is the verb, feated, and this is the object. Okay, which is a noun phrase. The victory of the resistance achieved over the occupation, which is Israel. Okay, the victory. Victory is the main noun. The is a pre-modifier. Okay, let me highlight this. Again, this is a simple sentence. All right, we have a subject, we have a verb, we have an object. Okay, an object. The object here is a noun phrase, and the main noun here is victory. Okay, victory. Let me highlight this. Victory is the main noun. All right, that is a pre-modifier. We're talking about a particular victory. The victory of, in what sense, right? This entire thing is giving information about the noun victory. The victory of the resistance achieved, resistance that is achieved over the occupation, which is Israel, right? So achieved over the occupation, if you just look at it closely, achieved over the occupation, which is Israel. This is a reduced adjective clause, right? This is a past participle phrase giving information about the noun resistance. Resistance that is achieved over the occupation, which is Israel. Okay, but this entire sentence is a simple sentence. Okay, so it's happening in Palestine. Okay, the mosque loudspeakers are feeding that we have achieved the victory, and this victory is the resistance that because we've been resistant. They're saying we've been resistant. Okay, next line. Cars driving around East Jerusalem's Sheikh Jarrah at dawn flew Palestinian flags and honked horns, echoing the scenes in Gaza. Okay, now understand what's happening in Gaza. Okay, which is a part of Palestine. Okay, which is a place in Palestine. cars driving around, cars that are driving around. So driving around, this entire thing is a present participle giving information about the noun cars. Okay, so let's understand this first of all. Cars driving around East Jerusalem's Sheikh Jarrah. Okay, Jerusalem is a place, and this Sheikh Jarrah is a place in Jerusalem. Okay, so East Jerusalem's Sheikh Jarrah. Cars that are driving around this place at dawn. At dawn. Okay, in the morning. Okay, at sunset. Flew. Cars flew. Okay, this is the main subject, simple subject. This is the main verb. Okay, so this entire thing is the subject. Okay, what is happening? Cars that are driving around this place at dawn, at sunrise, flew. Flew what? This is the main verb. Okay, flew Palestinian flags. This is the object. Okay, flew Palestinian flags, and this is the second predicate, right? This is a compound predicate. This is the very first thing it did. Cars flew Palestinian flags and honked horns. This is the second thing it did. Okay, these cars did honked horns, right? They flew Palestinians flag and they honked horns. And what is it causing? Echoing the scenes in Gaza, and this is what's happening there. Okay, echoing the scenes in Gaza. Okay, it's echoing. Everything is echoing. Okay, everything is loud. Okay, so this is a present participle modifying the entire sentence. Okay, so cars driving around East Jerusalem's Sheikh Jarrah down. This is the subject which has a past post modifier. This is the main noun and this is the post modifier, present participle phrase. Driving around East Jerusalem's Sheikh Jarrah at dawn. Okay, flew Palestinian flags, first predicate. This is the very first action that these cars did. This is the second action, honked horns. And what is happening in Gaza? Echoing the scenes in Gaza. This is causing the echoing, right? This is causing the echoing. Okay, so this is a present participle phrase modifying this entire situation, telling us what's happening in Gaza. Okay, because of this is happening. All right, you got it? What type of a sentence is this? This is again a simple sentence. Okay, a simple sentence. All right, next one. In the countdown to the 2 a.m., in the countdown to this particular time, right? In the countdown to the 2 a.m., which is a modifying phrase referring to the time. Okay, what happened? Which is ceasefire. This time is termed as ceasefire. We've used commas to take a pause and give information about it, which is a ceasefire, right? We're terming it as ceasefire. Palestinian rocket salvos continued, right? So Palestinian rocket is the subject. Okay, salvos is the verb. It's in the simple present tense, right? And this entire thing is extra information, right? This is referring to the time, and this is telling us what this is. This is ceasefire. Okay, Palestinian rocket salvos continued, and Israel carried out at least one airstrike. Okay, this is the entire sentence. Okay, so Palestinian rocket salvos is a noun followed by a verb continued. So this is the subject, Palestinian rocket salvos. Salvos is the main noun. Palestinian is a noun that's working as an adjective. Palestinian rocket, which is made by Palestine, right? Palestinian rocket, rocket salvos, right? Attacked coming from rocket, right? Palestinian rocket salvos continued. So it continued. This is the verb, okay, in the past form, simple past form. Palestinian rocket continues, salvos continued, and Israel, all right, this happened, and Israel carried out at least one air strike. So this happened from Palestine side, right? The rocket salvos continued, and Israel also carried out one air strike at least. Okay. So we have two clauses. Palestinian rocket salvos continued, subject and verb, a clause, and Israel carried out at least one air strike. This is another clause, right? Independent clause. So this is a compound sentence. All right. Egypt said it would send 2 delegations to monitor it, as the warring parties said they were ready to retaliate for any violations. Now, Egypt is coming into the picture. Egypt said. Egypt is the subject. Egypt said. Okay, let's erase this first of all. All right. Now Egypt says something. Egypt said, this is the subject, said is the verb, okay? Said is the verb, and this entire thing is the object. This starting from here and to this point, this entire thing, okay, let me highlight this. Okay, starting from this point, ending to this point, this entire thing is the object of the verb said. Said what? This is what Egypt said, okay? Egypt said, and this is a noun clause. We don't have that as a relative pronoun, but it's there. It's been omitted, okay? Egypt said that it would send, it is the subject of this clause, it would send, this is the verb phrase, it would send. Send what? To delegations. Noun phrase, delegations. For what purpose? To, why would it send to delegations? To monitor. To monitor what? To monitor the situation, to monitor it. Why does it want to monitor the situation? As the warring party said, okay, we have another clause. All right, this is getting interesting. So this is the entire sentence, okay? This is the subject of the sentence. Understand this is going to be very confusing. This is the subject, this is the main verb, and this entire thing is the object of this verb. Now within this object, this is the subject of this clause, this is the verb phrase of this entire clause, and this is the object of this clause, right? And this is the first modifying phrase working as an adverb of reason, right? It would send to delegations. Why? To monitor it, right? Delegations. Why would it send it? To monitor it. And why would it monitor it? See, why would this action happen? Why would Israel monitor the situation? As the warring parties said they were ready to retaliate for any violations. Okay, this is why they would send two delegations to monitor it. This is why they would monitor it. Okay, so this entire clause, this is a subordinate clause, dependent clause. Okay, this entire clause is modifying this noun. All right, oh sorry, modifying this verb monitor. Okay, why would it monitor the situation? Because since because the warring parties involved in this war said what? They were ready to retaliate for any violation. So now another interesting point coming up. So this is a subordinate clause, right? Dependent clause. What is the subject of this clause? The warring parties. The warring parties is the subject. Okay, this is the conjunction as. This is the subject, the warring parties. Parties is the main noun. These are pre-modifiers. The and warring are pre-modifiers, adjectives. Said is the verb. Okay. The warring parties said. Said what? This entire thing is the object of the verb said. Getting it? Said what? You'll say something, right? This is what they said. And this is the object of the verb said. Now the object is also a clause. The object is also a clause, a noun clause, which is missing the relative pronoun that. The warring party said that they were ready to retaliate for any violations, right? There is the subject of this clause, were is the verb of this clause, ready is the adjective, and this entire thing is the to retaliate for any violation. This is basically giving information about the adjective ready. They were ready in what terms? In what sense? To retaliate for any violation. Okay. So this is a complex sentence. We have a couple of subordinate clauses here, dependent clauses here. Okay, and we have so originally it's just one sentence. Egypt said this, but within the object we have multiple dependent clauses. Okay, which is making it very confusing, but it's not very confusing. All right, next. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay, this is the subject. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay, Benjamin Netanyahu is working as an appositive, which is defining Israeli Prime Minister. Israeli Prime Minister who is Benjamin Netanyahu. So this is an appositive. Okay, appositive. Okay, defining this common noun. Okay. Now, what is the verb said? This is the verb said. The Prime Minister said what? The entire thing. This is the object. Okay. Said the operation had hit the ability of Hamas. Hamas. Now we are defining what Hamas is. The Islamist group which runs Gaza. Okay, why which runs Gaza? To launch missiles at Israel. Now understand this. This can be confusing. Okay, this is the subject, this is the main verb, and this entire thing is the object, right? Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the operation had hit the ability of Hamas, which is the Islamist group which runs Gaza, to launch missiles at Israel. Ability of Hamas to launch missiles at Israel. So you can completely forget this part. This is basically extra information. This is a noun phrase which is giving information about the noun Hamas, which is already an identified noun, which is a proper noun. So this is non-essential information, okay, extra information. So the Prime Minister said the operation had hit the ability of Hamas to launch missiles at Israel. Okay, this is what Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said. Okay, this is the noun clause. The operation is the subject. The operation had hit is the verb phrase. The ability of Hamas to launch missiles at Israel is the object of the verb hit. Okay, which is a noun phrase. And this is again a noun phrase which is giving information about Hamas. Okay, non-essential information. Hope you got this. This is a simple sentence. Okay, simple sentence. Subject, verb, object. Okay, it can be a complex sentence as well, because this is the subject, this is the verb, and this entire thing is a dependent clause, right? This cannot stand on its own. That the operation had hit the ability of Hamas to launch missiles at Israel. This is a noun clause, right? It cannot stand on its own, right? So it's a complex sentence, a combination of two clauses, a dependent clause and an independent clause. All right, the last page, the last line, let's look at it and understand that as well. Hamas, however, cast the fighting as successful resistance to a militarily and economically stronger foe. Now, what is Hamas doing? Hamas, however, on the other hand, contrasting information, cast, this is the verb, right? Hamas is the subject. However is basically a modifier, right? However, cast verb, cast what? The fighting, cast the fighting as successful resistance. What is it calling? It's calling it as successful resistance to, right? To preposition to what? A militarily and economically stronger foe. Right, so this is a noun phrase, a militarily and economically stronger foe, an enemy that is stronger than you in terms of its military power and economical power, right? So Hamas cast, project this entire fighting as successful resistance, right, to a militarily and economically stronger foe, right? So this is the last line of this editorial. Hope you got this. Okay, so that's all about today's analysis. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something new today. Hope it was fruitful, insightful, informative. If you guys found it informative, if you found it helpful, make sure you hit the like button. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you do that. Hit the subscribe button, press that notification button as well, so that every single time I publish a lesson, you get notified and you get to watch it right away. And if you have any questions, any doubts, do let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys very soon. Till then, keep learning, have fun. I'm out. Namaskar.